Hey everyone, how's it going? Daniel here. Today we're taking a look at the iPhone 15 Pro in the blue titanium color. Quite excited for this one because we haven't had a blue in a couple of years now. And interesting. I'm not immediately a fan of it. For a second it looked like my graphite actually. From like the angle where I opened it up, it was like exactly the same, and I was confused for a hot second. But yeah, you can definitely see the blue there when you just immediately compare it. Is it blue? You know, don't be thinking this is like a Pacific blue in the 15 Pro, because it's not. It's much deeper, it's much darker, and definitely not as vibrant. It definitely has some angles where it looks a little bit better, but it's a very metallic blue kind of. Think of it like that. It does have a slight sheen there. I do like the camera there, the way the blue kind of reflects there. That looks really nice. The blue in the camera looks fantastic. The body itself, it's fine. I think this is gonna end up being my least favorite of the four, and I haven't even gotten to the black or the white yet. I actually think that this kind of shade would have been better for a midnight green to come back, in my opinion. I know that it's hard to colorize the titanium, but I don't know, it's good. After opening the natural titanium, look at that. I think the natural titanium is much more unique. If you're going for subtle and you don't want to bring attention, then I think the space black might be nicer than this. Unless blue's your favorite color, I don't think this should be very high up there on the list. Here's that deep purple compared to this blue. The blue looks really nice right there. When I hit it at that angle, I do like the way that it looks there. But again, like I've said in the past, you have to be okay with liking the colors in their dark states, because most of the time you're not in just a brightly lit environment. And see, I'm not a fan of how the blue is there, nor am I a fan of how the purple is there. They just get too deep and dark and just a little bit too boring for me. I definitely like the normal 15 colors more for actual color. Real quick, let's go through here what's in the box, because we do have something that's new. We have the new USB-C to USB-C cable right there, as well as, no, actually that's all that's new. Everything else is still the same. No colored Apple stickers, which I think would have been the right time to bring it back. But given the fact that we're now using the same boxes as the 15 for the 15 Pros, Apple is just looking for every cent to cut costs in, to kind of reduce the costs because of the economy and such. So it's definitely noticeable. Right here, this is the new cable. It's a very nice cable. Definitely that braid is really tight. It's very nice. It feels great in the hand. I really like it. And now you're going to be able to charge from one phone to another phone. So if your friend has a 15 or 15 Pro, you can connect to it. Then the iPhones are going to charge whichever one's lowest on battery, which is really nice. And of course, you can now use your laptop chargers to charge your phone, your iPad, your normal tablet. It doesn't matter. Everything's the same cable. Fantastic. Alrighty, here, so with the blue front and center, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the actual color. Let's remove this front film real quick, just to see how it looks from the front. Really nice here. Let me go ahead real quick and put a screen protector right here before we smudge it up. There we go. That way I can keep them protected, because I'm going to stack them for the color comparison and everything, and I don't want to scratch the screens. I've done that in previous years and it's cost me a pretty penny. And let's go ahead and boot it up real quick here as well. All right, so here's the blue front and center. Let's go ahead here and take a closer look at the color there. And I gotta tell you, I do like the titanium blue on the side. I think I'm just having an issue with this being a little bit too dull for me, but I could see definitely quite a few people taking a liking to this. I just think I personally, once we see the black, I think I would prefer that. Here it is from the front. You're not gonna get any blue tint from the front on the edges. That's not gonna reflect or anything like the stainless steel used to do. So I would also talk about how through casings and stuff, you would get a shine from that stainless steel, from the gold or the silver. Here, it's very dull, and so you're not gonna get that blue shine. And it's mainly gonna just be looking like black from the front when you're looking at it there. Here you do, when you turn it, you get that nice blue shade. I think it does hit the light nicely in some angles, but don't think of it as Pacific blue at all. I think Pacific blue is much nicer color than this. Smudges, it is gonna be worse than the natural titanium. It's not looking so hot here when I just grab and move it around. You can kind of see the smudges there. It's not too bad because these glass backs are really, really good at preventing smudges, like really, really, really good. So I don't want to worry about it too much on any of these colors, but which one's gonna get the least smudges? Definitely the white, and then second, natural titanium. Now, as far as the smudges here on the actual titanium on the sides here, let's go ahead and just smudge it up like crazy and see what you think. And let's compare this here to the black one that I have here from last year, the space black. And it should be full of smudges already. So let's go ahead and put them front to front. Bring it a little bit closer so you can see it. And there you can kind of get an idea of how it's going to look right there at that angle. I think that's good. So you can definitely see fingerprints quite a bit. They're kind of already baked on there on that blue. And it is a different kind of style on the fingerprints. I think I still do prefer the titanium. I love the matte finish in comparison to that glossy stainless steel that I've always absolutely hated because it just feels greasy in a way. So the titanium, even with the fingerprints, is not gonna feel greasy, and I really like that. And it does look like it's very easy to clean. Like I'm rubbing my finger across and it's kind of straightening everything out. I am already getting that issue though, where we saw from Apple, like Apple said that it can temporarily discolor or something, the buttons and such. And if you look closely, it's already happening right here around the actual sleep wake button. There's a ring when I go like this, and everything's basically getting darker except the parts of my fingers, like kind of the finger smudges or the grease, is not hitting. So I guess that's what's going to happen over time, and that's definitely going to be more noticeable on this darker color, the black, less noticeable on the silver and natural titanium. So definitely something to keep in mind. If you think that you're going to worry about discoloration, I would take one of the lighter colors just to be safe, and something that might not bother you as much. But the natural titanium is still pretty dark, so I think it will be noticeable over time as well. But here's a quick comparison between the two. If you're wondering between natural titanium and blue, here they are. So yeah, I definitely lean towards the natural titanium, but of course it's ultimately your choice. You can also see it there. I've smudged up the natural titanium just as much as the blue. Definitely less noticeable on the titanium here than the blue. And they're both titanium, but yeah. So here real quick, let me show you how it actually looks like from a distance in a slightly different lighting here. So there you might be able to see the metal kind of shine a little bit more with the sunlight, and then the darkness there. Maybe the smudges are more noticeable too for you there. From a distance, how does the blue look? Look at that. I actually think it looks better from a distance than up close. I really like the way that it looks from a distance. So there you go. While I'm talking, how does that look? I think it probably actually does look nice and high end from a distance. It's definitely a very toned down blue. Let me see, I'm trying to get a look. Yeah, there's definitely a blue shine to that does look nice. So I guess it's not a bad color. It's just not, I'm a big fan of blues, and I really prefer lighter blues and brighter blues that kind of give that ocean vibe. And then while texting here from a distance as well, definitely get to see the edges there. But very subtle. I think most people wouldn't really quite notice at first glance that you do have a blue phone. That might be a good thing, bad thing, I don't know. It depends, up to you, and up to you to choose ultimately as well, right? Yeah, I think it does match really well with the camera lens and everything. Yeah, there it is. That's the blue phone. All right, last but not least, I'm just all over the place with these videos. I got so thrown off from the first video with like making more than half of it and then realizing I wasn't recording, that I'm just like all over the place. So excuse me, but please subscribe. And yeah, so here's the blue one in a clear case, the Apple clear case to be exact. And there you can see it. The problem with these darker colors in clear cases is that the case is gonna smudge much more than the actual phone itself. So if it wasn't smudgy, you now put a clear case on it, it's gonna be very smudgy. And you can see the kind of fingerprints there, and I think it just looks a little bit gross. You definitely want a matte case for this, or just a colored case that's gonna hide the phone or something. I don't know, something that isn't gonna show all those fingerprints like that, because to me it just doesn't look great. The actual blue with the ring doesn't look too bad. I think it does kind of negate the blue's kind of shine. So the blue actually looks worse, but the blue with the white look kind of looks really nice. So this with a white silicone case or something like that might look a little bit better, but with a clear case, it really doesn't do what the titanium does. And I'll definitely compare each color with the cases so you can see everything in one setting once I do the color comparison. So definitely watch that video because it's really hard to get everything here all together. But yeah, that's the blue in a clear case. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Like, genuinely comment down below what you think of this blue color. I do think that as much as I didn't like Sierra blue, I prefer a brighter color in that scenario than something this deep and dark. I just think it's a little bit too dark and not fun enough. I think it needs to be a little bit more fun. The Pro models are a little bit boring. Again, I know it's hard to color titanium, but You can definitely do a lighter shade than this, I'm sure, especially on the back because the back is not titanium. But yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure to check out all the other videos and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.